slip my character in there?
We'll get
Did
there.
I
We'll get
did
there,
I make it
Simon.
off my little space station like in a shitty little ship, and I'm just gonna talk and be like,
Uh,
just so happy to be alive.
there will be some adjustments to what Simon knows as canon, but it shouldn't be too confusing.
I love the
Cool.
name, by the way.
Simon says, yeah.
Sayas.
Sayes, yeah.
I'm
Okay,
assuming it's Dr. Sayas.
so
Oh yeah, exactly.
before we jump into like our opening scene, I think it'd be really nice for Rick and Spencer to share what the story so far. And if you've missed stuff, that's fine. Like let's go in broad strokes just to sort of get us back in our.
I did miss the last session.
You did,
I did, so.
but the story so far kind of a deal. Can you guys help me out? I want to know what's important to you guys.
Oh,
That's
All right,
great.
so
sorry.
I don't know. That's such.
How long ago have we played? You said November.
No, it was for you, yeah,
Might
but
have been November for me.
It was. I think it was like November 18th.
Okay, I'll start. Let me start.
So, I was gonna say I've got the notes. I mean, I've got my notes.
Okay.
My notes aren't very good, so don't rely on me.
And I can certainly run through those. The thing that I don't remember, Matt, is whether I was like whether I cared what other people were doing. I don't. Sometimes my notes reflect like what's important
That's
to
fine.
me.
Yeah, that's fine.
You certainly
versus,
cared
like,
about my
right.
character.
Well, no,
me
actually, I didn't.
let me level set some very basic stuff. Okay, so a couple months ago, a ship known as the Montero was making a massive haul of tritium gas, which is space gas. Space people, all spaceships run on tritium. In this universe, I understand it's a little bit different in real life, but in Alien, tritium equals space gas. The Montero is lost. No one had like a clue what happened to it. It's just gone, and that causes the universal stock price of tritium gas to climb steadily. So enter a guy named Mark Lachlan, who knows of a space station called Heliostat that used to mine tritium gas, and he wants to get it reactivated. That end, he's contacted a couple independent workers, contractors, and hired them to fly out to Heliostat station and get it reactivated and ready to process tritium again, so everyone can get a big payday. I think this level sets, to which the crew obtained a ship called the Hermes, took off towards Heliostat. Somebody like to take it from there?
Sure. Okay, so when I know we arrived, and there was a ship called the Jeremiah, and we went from the Hermes over into the Jeremiah through like an umbilical, if I remember correctly. And we found that the power was off. We managed to like restore power, close the airlock, knowing that was going to block our retreat if we needed to get out in a hurry. Of course, we started hearing like rhythmic banging coming from the inside the Jeremiah. And we thought, okay, it must be a service drone and such. So we discovered that the Jeremiah transponder was not in its cockpit. We started looking into the engine room, and discovered that there were some cryopods in there, and one of them had an individual in that pod. It was Dr. Julia Reynolds, and she'd been in cryo for about 18 months or so, which was an unusually long time to be in cryo in a pod designed for temporary use. So right away we kind of knew, okay, something's not right here. We did find that there was radiation in the flooding in the hallways of the Jeremiah. And when we finally did manage to open up the door, the banging did turn out to be a service drone. And then the security gate we used to cover the opening in the hall opens. And that was, I think, the end of the first session. And what we found, I think was that the service drones were actually working on separating the Hermes from the Jeremiah. So like I said, we had connected them to via umbilical, and the service drones must have determined that, like, oh, this is not supposed to be like this, and so they were undoing what we had done.
Yep.
And they were the way they were described were like those kind of Boston Dynamics, like dog drones, I think. And the problem here is that, like, as their service drones are fixing the Jeremiah, they're actually venting oxygen to space, and we're losing atmosphere in the Jeremiah. So we suited up and tried to head into the engineering area, presumably because it must have been close, because I don't have a reason for why we went there. Meanwhile, Gigi, the kid who is also our pilot. So yeah, you got that going.
You don't need a pilot in this campaign, guys.
We kept saying, Matt kept telling us we don't need a pilot.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, we needed a pilot.
But like the
Like,
most like sought after
from day
career.
one.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was funny, because I think prior to me making the guy I made, I said, well, I could be the pilot. No, we don't need a pilot. Okay. So now we got a 12-year-old girl who's our
I
pilot.
believe the reason we went to the Jeremiah was because when we tried to get to heliostat, they were like, the defense system was firing at like the trash and the debris that was all around the area.
Yes.
So if we were to fly to heliostat station, we would have been blown apart. So we were going to this ship because there was some sort of I can't remember what the particular thing was, but there was something on there that we were looking for to be able to get onto the ship without us being blown up.
It was the aforementioned communication transponder.
It was,
we wanted to
that was it.
We believed that if we could get the transponder, we could take it from the Jeremiah and put it in the Hermes, and basically, make the Hermes look like the Jeremiah, and then we would pass through without a problem.
So we weren't successful in retrieving that.
No, we weren't.
So instead, I believe you guys just sort of like pointed the Jeremiah remote control at heliostat, and it shielded you from the brunt of gunfire.
Yeah, I think we used it as a shield.
As GG piloted this ship into the Hangar Bay towards heliostat station.
Crash landing the Hermes into heliostat Hangar Bay.
She didn't crash land. She made it in there good.
But while we were on approach, we did notice there are people on heliostat manning like the quote unquote auto defense cannons. And we had heard also from Dr. Reynolds, who I don't remember where she is right now, but Dr. Reynolds had mentioned the fact that there are people on heliostat, and they are not safe. They're not on our side, and that almost everyone on the station was converted, like whatever that means. We have not yet determined what it means to be converted. And that heliostat station we have determined is currently under a quarantine according to Mother.
Yep.
So station is largely inhospitable, except in some specific locations within the station, and there are a few different colonies that have been established within the station. And then I have a note here that says loss of control, biological infestation, and that's where my note for that session ends. Yeah.
On that happy note.
Yeah.
That was the session I missed, so that's cool.
Well, so that was the session from 18 November, Mike. So if you were in that one.
I don't think I was in that one.
Right,
I think the last thing I remember is we crashed into the Hangar Bay or wherever we're at.
Okay. Well, that was that same session.
Oh, it was? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, correct.
So you just may not remember that detail. So there was, when we played on February, we got into the security operations room on heliostat. We entered the room, found dried cakey gore all over the room.
How fun.
my character Rick just was like, nope, and just kind of nopes right out of there. Somebody is whistling a happy-go-lucky tune from within the rooms. I took note that we must have walked through some offices, went to the armory, turret control. I have some notes about turret control. Allows for electronic control of the turrets. One of the cockpits has a body in it. The airlock is in motion as Alistair enters. Whistler is wearing an EVA suit, at least a few generations older. It's the guy who was waving at us on our approach to Heliostat. Whistler is a large, physically imposing man who was horrifically injured in the past, heavily tattooed on the neck up to temples, keloid burns, scars that interrupt his hairline. He's missing an eye, probably lost in that fire. Alistair gets the drop on him. Who's Alistair? I don't
Alistair's
remember.
that's Kevin's character.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
the
that's
colonial
right.
marshal. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay. Alistair gets the drop on him. He questions him, how many of you are here? Answer was, our numbers grow by day.
Oh my.
He's a tritium technician. He has no real sense of what the current date and time is. He's dodgy about what happened in the turret control room. Claims Wayland Yutani left him and his quote unquote brothers here without support, and they knew they were there. One part sticky to your boots, one part dried and crunchy. I don't know what that's about, but it made an impression at the time.
I think maybe that was the ambiance of walking around the gory security ops admin.
It might have been, yeah. So we must have met a guy named Sam Collins, the acting medical officer. Mm-hmm. And then we all have IFF badges that are now keyed to make us appear as Collins. We found out that Collins is punching way above his weight. He's considerably down the hierarchy to have inherited the role of chief medical officer. So again, indications that like there's been huge, let's call it turnover within the Heliostat like hierarchy, and as a result, Collins is way above in a position way above his weight. So there's a ER ward, room 6 on the map, and it's scorched from ejected escape pods. And Collins assembles a milk crate of supplies for himself and his people and for us. And that's the last note that I have.
Oh, okay. I got more notes for you because remember, so Pete, to paint the full picture, they encountered this crazy guy. We'll call him. I think his name was. I shouldn't think I should know. Name was Valda when you met him. Valda the Farseer, he called himself. And after a brief interrogation where Valda was ambivalent, Valda escaped the group and then ran through security ops, out the hangar bays, and towards Tritium Holding. That's Spencer. That's where you were working on the ship. You get like the full diagnostic and saw a stranger running by, and you told the team like, "Hey, a stranger is running by," and they were like, "Stop him!" And you were like, "Well, I'm on a break."
That is something he would do.
Yeah, that's what we decided. And then you guys decided to go inspect emergency medical, which is connected to the hangar bays, which is sort of like an ER room. Someone has like an accident down on LV 908. They'll be shipped here. And you helped the doctor, Collins, bypass automated turrets into emergency medical. Then you guys spoofed your IDs. But Collins was still shot by the turrets on the way out of emergency medical. He died.
Oh.
Yeah.
How robust are these turrets?
They're kind of like picture like the ones from Alien 2. Remember the automated turrets there? But like hard point fixed.
Okay.
They were like slotted into the walls. And what the group learned there is that Heliostat opted towards using a bunch of these all over the station to save money on salary. They don't have to pay for security if everything is just an automatic turret.
Sure.
Yeah. See how that played out for them. And then you guys decided to head back to the Hermes, where we're going to pick it up this session. Now, a couple one administrative thing to go over. Spencer, this is really for you. We're going to gamify the repair of the Hermes.
Okay.
Do you see on the orange post-it on the map? It says the Hermes. You'll need to repair it 10 times to bring it up to speed. But to initiate each repair, you have to use what we're going to call repair goods, which represents like consumable, like repairing material tools.
That we're looking for.
Basically, every time we decide that we find repair goods on Hermes or on Heliostat, it can translate into one roll of repairing a ship. Like this.
Okay.
And I believe you guys did find such a thing in security ops, so I'm giving you the one point there.
Oh, you found the spark plug.
Yeah, you found this bucket of spark plugs. Okay. So whenever you maybe because you were down last session, that could represent you making a repair roll now if you wanted to.
Okay. I don't see why I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Which I think would be, help me out, guys, for what skill it would be.
Heavy machinery.
My mind
maybe?
says heavy machinery.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably what I would.
So I get 9 dice for that.
Don't forget your stress.
I don't have any.
That's okay, because the Hermes is a safe haven where you'll recover stress.
Okay. Well, 1 success.
Awesome.
So what is our current? Excuse me. Okay, so our current stress levels are what they are, or we are de-stressed?
Let's reset because it's
Okay.
been 2 months.
Well, really, it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah. Except for we now open up our game to one of the many contraband panels hidden throughout the Hermes. It just so happens that there was a stowaway cryopod in one of these hidden compartments.
Ooh.
And Simon, your cryopod isn't like downcycling to awaken you so much as it has run out of power and is sort of like emergency ejecting you out of the cryopod. So Spencer, on your way, like not running, but like moving up and down one of the corridors on the Hermes, in like a presumably empty corridor, when all of a sudden you realize that the floor is covered in that like gelatinous muck that you immediately associate with like a spilling cryopod.
I don't really want to clean this one up.
And then on the inside, Dr. Simon, feel free to make a wit survival roll to see how well you can cope with like being yeeted out of a like black market cryopod that was stowed away in like one of these hidden compartments on the Hermes.
Sounds good. All right, so check me on this. I've got no points in survival.
Okay.
2 points in wits. That means I roll 2 dice, right?
Yep. And then do you have any stress?
I had a lot of stress from my last.
How much did you have?
I was close to dying, remember?
No.
Let's bring it down to 2. Let's bring it down to 2 stress.
2 stress.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 2 real dice and 2 stress dice, right?
Correct. And then you're looking for 6s, and you're also looking at 1s on the stress die.
And 1's on the stress die, right?
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So I have a success on my success die.
Wow.
But I have a 1 on my stress die.
Oh.
Okay.
So I don't know.
That means
that means.
I think that means you gain a point of stress. I'm gonna open up my cheat sheet too.
I mean, this is that moment of, well, I was successful, but not.
But
for the purposes of this event, means you gain a point of stress as you sort of like flop out of the cryopod.
Okay.
All but like avoiding like face planting into the cramped quarters of this stowaway compartment.
Well, wait. I'm trying. And forgive me. So isn't it? If I get a point of stress, don't I have to roll on some other table?
You do. You have to do a panic roll.
Yeah, but you have to roll. Yeah, go ahead and roll a d6 and add your stress score. I'm just assuming it's not going to be high.
Yeah, I mean, what's your current stress is 2?
Should be 3 now.
Now it's 3.
And 1 more, 3.
So if you roll under a 6, because you should roll 1d6, add your stress level, and then if the total is 6 or less, nothing happens.
Okay, so I add a point of stress because I rolled a 1 on the stress dice. And then for my success, I had a success. All right.
Well, you're still potentially successful.
And I just rolled a 6. So if anybody has
that's not good.
That table.
So your total is 9?
Yeah. So
6 plus 3 is 9, yeah.
Ugh.
That is panic. You come out panicking.
Great.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Does this cheat sheet have the panic table on it?
I don't see
It
that.
does. At least the one that I sent you, Matt. It's linked in the chat.
Wait.
It's like it says resolve action then panic.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have the actual like.
The
I don't remember.
special
Is there?
ones, yeah. Yeah.
I'm getting there. Okay, 9.
The
Drop
panic
item.
roll.
Okay, yeah. That's no big deal.
What were you holding?
And then your stress level. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. So your stress goes up to 3. And instead of dropping item, Simon, you come out of the cryopod sort of like flopping around like a fish out of water. Kind of like kicking your feet against the hatchway, the hatch to the compartment, and so forth. In Spencer on the other side in the hallway, like you hear commotion in like presumably like the bulkhead, and again there is like that like semi-gelatinous muck.
Oh, maybe that other doctor decided to come on board.
What do you do, Spencer?
I go ahead and investigate.
It's kind of easy to find the hatch now that you know to look for it. When you peel it open, hallway light shines a light down on poor Dr. Simon. His cramped compartment, waking up violently from his cryo sleep.
Oh, you okay there? Who are you?
Excellent question. I'm looking for my dog tags. Am I totally naked at this point?
You could say like.
What did I drop? Was my stethoscope?
You dropped your composure. I'm saying.
All right, there you go. I'm
cool.
the doctor. I'm Dr. Sayers.
Oh.
Where am I?
Well, lucky you. You're on the Hermes ship right now. Who are
I
you
feel
again?
lucky already.
I don't know Dr. Sayers. I thought there was some other doctor on this ship.
Well, am I legit on this ship? I was a stowaway on the last one.
You were yes, but everything that you remember about Lachlan hiring you, sneaking aboard the Hermes, all that happened. That did happen.
Okay.
That did happen. Yeah.
That did happen.
Yes.
Oh, so is he that doctor that we know of, or no, different guy? Okay.
No. Last I remember, my pilot was oh my gosh, he was out the airlock with that thing. Oh crap.
Oh, what thing?
Well, it was kind of himself. It's really confusing. It's really confusing.
You know,
I just need to catch my breath
too.
here, please.
Oh yeah. Would you want to get something to eat? You know, you might want to go pee. I know that it's been a while, I bet.
Oh, I have.
Oh,
I just need my gear now.
Oh,
have you? Where's my gear?
It's
usually
it's in a footlocker inside.
Oh, thank God.
Too. Yeah.
So I'm not naked. I actually have gear.
You have your gear. Everything's there.
Yay!
Just like you stowed it away.
Well, how'd you get on the ship? I don't remember seeing this pod over here.
Matt, how did I get on this ship?
Remember, you literally snuck aboard, and the last one we played, you snuck aboard.
Oh,
when the ship was docked.
Okay, so I snuck aboard one of the. Hey, I'm remembering.
And we can stop there. Like that's the last thing to remember. You snuck aboard when the ship was docked before it took off.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Me and my partner, we were looking to stow away on the ship, before it took off, and I guess we took off.
Oh well, I don't really care much about stowaways. It's not that really big of a deal for me, but I think this hard ass Rick is gonna probably be a little
And
disappointed in
just
this.
at that moment over the telecom is like, Spencer, are you getting stuff done? What's going on?
Oh
Come on,
well,
we got work to do here.
I
No more
clicked
smoke
the
breaks. No
I clicked
more.
the I don't smoke, but I click the button and it say, "Oh, we have a cleanup on med what is this Med Bay? Med Bay
It's like a corridor right out. We can say it's right outside the
Corridor
mid bay.
Bay,
Yeah.
it's Bay 4. I don't know what these are called. Uh,
Okay, so clean it up.
well, I think you should come down here.
You know, I really got a bunch of other stuff. If we're gonna get this ship going and we're gonna get down to planet side,
And he lets
I
go
got
of the thing and say, "I told you this guy's a hard ass. I don't really like him very much, but he might like you. You seem like you're smart or something."
or something.
I mean, he got on the ship.
I did. Hey, by the way, in the notes, guys, I read the whole message that was left or that you guys picked up that was in the notes. You didn't mention it in the recap.
I don't remember that.
know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Matt, you know what I'm talking about? That message that
Was it in the session background log?
I don't remember.
Some sort of message.
this
Are you-
super
Oh,
long,
distress message
yeah,
transcript.
the distress message.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. What about it?
Did that happen?
Yes, that was
Okay.
a message that they found recorded on Heliostat.
Okay.
Where is this?
And by the way, I
message?
just realized
It's
I'm
in
goofing
background
two
and
different
lore.
sessions that Dave and I had with you.
Yeah,
Aren't I?
You're
I-
crossing
I-
wires with Mothership a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Mothership is traumatic, dude. That shit will stick with you. Okay.
This
I just
is
realized I cross wires between those two.
Yep. Just to clarify, this is that guy in a crumpled suit.
Yes.
Says he's gonna make everyone super rich if you just come with him to a space station and get it working again.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and then
Sorry
there's-
about that,
yep.
guys.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, and we had fun with robots.
Yes, but that didn't happen in this campaign.
No, I got it.
You
I
snuck
got
aboard
it.
the ship,
Okay.
and that's where.
Not yet.
Or not yet. Yeah.
Fucking
Whoops.
synths.
I've been going to the robot.
I mean, I
well pretty
love
heavy
synths.
in all my alien games.
You've been going what?
Into the robot well pretty heavily in all my alien.
Well,
games.
that's funny. The game I'm running at Gen Con, never trust an android. Mothership.
They're cool
so.
antagonists. For
I-
the game.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I like him.
Love killing them.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
Awesomeness.
Well,
I,
you know,
How can I be of help? How can I catch up?
well,
are
maybe
we
clean
good?
up the floor
yeah, I'm gonna
first.
shower first.
Yeah, could you point me to the place of the
Yeah,
showers?
sure. Again, that dude's not gonna like seeing you.
That's
Are you
all
a
right.
Are you who? So you said you're a who? A what?
A who, a what, exactly, and a why.
Oh,
Doctor
those are all
says.
really good
So
questions.
I'm your friendly neighborhood medic, doctor.
Oh,
You know, in terms of like, why am I here? Well, you know, I'm guessing the same dickhead approached you as he approached us with this. Oh, everything's fine. Just get on board the ship. Type spiel and
Oh.
such. Okay. Well, then we're in good company.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, we're doing the same thing then. Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, lucky you. We're already on Heliostat.
Well, that's progress.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything? You fill me in.
No,
I hear the recap.
I think you're good. No, he wouldn't fill you in. He'd be like, "Oh, there's a lot of stuff. That's too
Okay.
much to remember."
So if we're at
It's too
Heliostat
much.
Station, that means, you know, we're like above LV 908. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Can we
Fantastic.
Can we move this conversation to like the communal space
Yeah.
Sure.
post shower? So now like Rick could be like,
Oh, hey, Rick. Look who I found.
What?
I found Dr. Sayez.
So Rick is basically, I mean, he looks like Giovanni Ribisi. If you're familiar with the
Perfect.
actor. Right.
Yeah.
I put a picture in the in the lore section.
I also
there,
put
but
Spencer up
but
there for you as well.
yeah,
Excellent.
and
Like
so
we
he's basically, you know, so Ricardo Rick Giovanni, as played by Giovanni Ribisi, and he's I mean, when he walks into the room, and he probably comes in with like a device, you know, probably like a personal data device or whatever, and he's going over things, and he's probably got the writing implement behind the ear, and he's like going, and right away he's just like with before he's even like raised his eyes, he's already trying to give commands to Spencer, because he's like, he doesn't trust that Spencer's doing anything. You've earned it, man. You've earned it.
I
Okay,
put the
Spence.
spark plug in.
All right. So we've got a long list of things, and like as he like starts to raise up his eyes, he like steps back a little bit as he sees Dr. Sayers.
Oh.
And it's just like, what the hell?
Oh, when I was fixing things, you know, I found this guy. He was a little slimy, so he just got a shower.
What who the fuck are you?
You know,
How'd
that's
you get
an
on my
excellent
ship?
question.
And I mean,
Did you literally say get off my ship?
no, he's like, how'd you get on my ship?
Oh, get on your ship. At the behest of I'm looking for his name. Why do I have Xander written down, but I don't have
That's his +1. But you were at the
Mark
behest of Lachlan.
Lachlan. Thank you, Mark Lachlan.
I came with he knows the die. He
Oh,
knows your
okay.
buddy. That's
So-
your dude.
Yeah.
So I think Rick is like doing his best. Normally he wouldn't want to stand anywhere near Spence, but he's like, if he can get Spence between him and the dock, I mean, that's kind of the thing, is he's like, there's like, how Spence, where the hell is Gigi? Where the hell is the kid?
I'm not sure
where's
where Gigi
Alistair?
is. Alistair, I don't know either.
Okay,
You were last with them. I don't know what you did with them.
I can't keep track of that kid.
No, neither can I.
I have to believe, like, at this moment there's like a hard cut to like Gigi somewhere on Heliostat, like where there's an arcade, and she's like,
She's playing video games. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
and then like another hard cut over to Alistair, who's just like crying into like a glass of whiskey for some
Right.
like, I know he has a tragic history, but I'm not really sure what the details are.
Right.
He's just
I'm just like,
fun
holy.
guy.
And I mean, and I think Rick is just kind of trying to stand behind you, Spence, but at the same time, he's just like, how do we know he's not one of those? You know, he drops his voice. How do we know he's not one of those like guys from the Heliostat side, like and kind of tugging on your shirt to kind of back out a little bit.
What guys are you talking about?
I'm talking about like cultists or whatever the hell they are over there on Heliostat.
Oh, you did mention
guys like the Burn guy and his group of like psychos that.
Well, you did mention something about some crazy people, but I didn't.
Jeez.
Oh.
This is I gotta be candid. This is stressing me out a little, Rick. So
Point of
yeah,
stress.
it was a little unorthodox how I made it onto
So-
the Hermes, but
a little unorthodox. Do I understand you like you claim to have like just fallen out of the interior of our ship, Spence? We're going to talk about this.
Oh, I told you he's a hard ass.
nice.
I'm really Rick is a little nervous about this whole situation.
You
Like, I
know-
don't know.
Rick, I think you should just calm down just a little bit. This guy seems like he's normal. He knows the person you know.
Anybody could like say they know the people that I know.
Well, he mentioned it
let's
to
be
me.
fair. I'm not that high up on the whole corporate ladder quite yet. All right, like
Oh.
But you're on Team Lachlan.
He is on Team Lachlan.
Okay, well
yes.
that's great. That's a good sign. That's a
I
good
think we're
sign.
kind of all on Team Lachlan. That's why when he mentioned
we-
Lachlan, I was like, he must be some guy that must be smart or something that he got on the ship. He just was put in the wrong pod.
Yeah. And clearly my pod sucks ass, and kind of gave up the ghost here.
the whole
were we
damn
del-
ship sucks ass, Pete or Doc. I mean, it really
Doc.
does. You know.
That's all right. That's all right.
Spencer's
I
working
got a
on it.
lot of got
I'm
a lot of
working on
empathy
it,
here.
you know.
So you've made contact with the locals. Things are on the up and up. Did Lachlan's message get through? Were expected?
No, there, Doc. Wait just a second. Now, how do we know you are who you say you are? I know that I might not be that imposing, but trust me, I can make your life difficult.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, here are the
Okay,
messages.
all right.
I've got a message set of messages from Lachlan. You could peruse through this. Here's
Right.
my ID. We're good.
Okay. So I think Rick takes what you offer him, right? And he does that kind of pulls off a little bit of ways, and he's like doing the whole watching you, flipping through like the message. I assume it's on some kind of electronic device or whatever. Rick is gonna like, you know, Matt, I don't think we need to roll for it, but I'm gonna do like my whole I'm looking to validate, like, do these look legit to me? And Rick's really good at the whole context side. So I think he's like kind of flipping through, doing some stuff on the device, looking at you like, oh, okay, oh, wait a second. Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay. He hands you back your credentials and everything. He's like, all right, Doc, you look legit. Would have been nice to have, a little awareness that you were going to be here. We could have used you a while ago.
Well, I'm here now.
I think the saddest moment
Tell me where it hurts.
is when you realize that like Lachlan sent the same email to like all of them.
Exactly.
He's just like BCC'd everybody.
Right. Right.
So when he thought you were getting like a special message from him, it was like, oh, actually,
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Womp, womp.
You know what we really needed?
Bulb and
Pilot.
Did my pilot friend make it?
There are a bunch of other cryopods on the
Oh.
so we have
Give it time.
yeah, we have opportunity to add more people.
There's a whole nother doctor somewhere on this ship.
Right.
Nice.
If one of us bites, I guarantee one of us bites the dust, or if Rick bites the dust, I'm coming back as a pilot. So
we don't need one for this campaign, guys.
I think we
No.
do.
I sincerely I made that recommendation sincerely. I didn't actually think pilot it would be born.
And then lo and behold.
And yet,
All
All right,
Here we
go ahead
are.
and do a pilot roll. Gigi, the 10-year-old.
I think that was in the first hour of the first session.
I
It's
know.
like, whoops.
I'm a terrible GM. I didn't mean to do that.
Don't worry, she knew video games. She was good.
All right, so Rick hands you back your credentials there, Doc, and he's like, well, okay. Well, we're in a bit of a crisis here. We've got to rely on Spence to actually get this place up and running again for us, because none of the rest of us know how to maintain the ship, and Lachlan only gave us Spence. So
Only.
So
I'm the best there is.
a hard pause there. Just
Yeah.
to bring context to the scene, Simon. The Hermes crashed into the hangar bay that it's in. Like it's completely like everything on this ship is like 30 degrees tilted.
Slightly tilted.
Yeah.
nice.
So
So-
and so far
Not
Spence,
that
Having this
spark plug.
conversation.
yeah.
Nice.
Like the Hermes is completely totaled, and so far Spencer's repairs have amounted to like opening up the like.
Let me just.
I love how he started with the spark plugs. Like the ship is like.
right,
So Spence
I can
is a
just get that back.
career.
teamster, like mechanic.
I'm
kinda.
a machinist.
He's
Yeah.
our union man.
You're a machinist. Okay. All right.
So he
that's-
says. I don't think we've actually seen him doing anything.
Again, it takes time. You can't do these things within minutes. It's not how fixing shit works.
Spencer's defense, it is like a monumental task to repair this.
It
Like,
is.
the thing is
It really is.
absolutely shredded.
A whole ship for one person.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
he's
So-
working with a wrench. So
Right.
It's my good one.
Got it.
So
It is my.
So-
Isn't that one of my items?
so Doc, like
Yes.
space wrench.
where we are right now is that to bring you up to speed. I mean, because I assume I get the whole backstory on like you spewing out of the.
I just got your doubt.
And you're claiming, as I understand it, not to be a stowaway, right? Your claim is that you're legitimate because you produce like these calls, or are. I mean, I guess I'm trying to understand.
So,
Are you
Matt,
are you trying to convince Rick and Spence that you're here, that you're here legit, right? We're supposed to
uh,
be accepting,
yeah, no, I'm here
right?
legit.
Right.
I got wires crossed from where my character came from,
Oh,
and
okay.
I had played Stowaway twice, once in Mothership
Oh,
and once also in the alien setting where we were
Okay.
on this mission. But to get here, it was the fuck. The other team is going to launch first, but we managed
Okay.
to sneak on board that ship. So
So
we
you are so to uncross the wires, you are
yes,
legit here. We didn't know you were in a pod
right.
when, right? So maybe you had been on the Hermes when we boarded. Like you decided to go to sleep early for some apparent reason,
There you go.
and now got it. Okay, great.
cool.
So
It might help to know that when Simon boarded the ship, it looked like it was going to be taken by a rival
gotcha.
company crew.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Awesome.
And Lachlan was like,
Awesome.
beat them to the punch and steal the ship. And they were
Right.
like, yeah,
And
sure. Makes sense.
and I think one of the things that I go through and I found on Doc's credentials or whatever was probably that crew manifest. I had him listed, all the rest of us listed, and I think there was like a pilot line that said TBD. And so there's at some point we're going to probably find the updated manifest that had the pilot on it, but you know,
Or
I
there's
don't know.
or there's a glitch. It's just like
Right.
glitching out right there.
Right. Right. So I'm like, okay, Doc. Then I mean, to bring you up to speed, we are on the heliostat. We are trying to figure out like how the hell we're going to get down to planet side to do it. I mean, I'll tell you, my goal right now, I want to get this station back up and running. That means that like we have to reestablish communications with the ground crew. We have to like make sure that we can get some transport going, and frankly we got to find a way to like deal with the infestation of like traders and turncoats that are on this station, because right now it looks like it's been taken over by a bunch of psychos. So I'm
Psychos. So not like a pirate situation, but like people done gone crazy.
okay. What's the difference?
Well, I mean, you've got an area of space that's like we're out on the fringe. You get pirate activity, so this isn't a bunch of pirates that moved in and such.
Well, I
You're
don't know
you're
if you're. I mean, you're taking on Wayland Utani. That sounds like crazies to me.
weird things happen out here on the edge.
Yeah, I agree, and like we're gonna unweird it is kind of what we need to do. I mean, I'm sorry, we got Oh, the other thing, welcome to hell. We've got Leyland or Lachlan's daughter running around the ship right now.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. So Gigi,
Isn't she like 9?
no, like 12.
Oh, that's a big difference.
It's actually really smart.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Lachlan didn't
Precocious.
exactly set us up for success with no pilot, and she's managed to kind of step in and do that for us.
It's really
All right.
smart.
All right, no digs.
Well, I don't know
And
anything
any
about
landing you can walk away from.
I wonder where she is.
I don't know. I hope she's being
She's
safe
somewhere.
because I don't want to be held responsible for whatever happens to my boss's daughter.
I'm sure she's fine.
Like, yeah, great. So what do we need here, Spence? Like, what's the plan? How do
Well,
we
you
get
picked up
this?
those repair goods, whatever they were called, something spacey, spaceshipy. But I really like spark plugs.
Could you just try to make me feel confident about your ability to get the ship running?
Oh yeah. I was to say after you gave me those stuff and I started putting things in and all that stuff, I think I'm about 1/10 of the way there.
Thank you, Mike.
So we're getting there. Yeah.
So I think Rick's on the edge, like, okay, and then you say 1/10 and he's like,
the problem is it's hard to fix things without stuff, So we need to find that stuff, or else, it's really hard. Again,
Okay.
fixing things it's just not a simple, 1, 2, 3. It takes time and effort and tools, and I don't got all that stuff.
Got it. Do you have a?
You know, I like this guy. I wish he was with us the whole time. I like you, Mr. Dr. Sayers.
All right.
So, so we have a whole station here. Are you telling me you can't find tools and parts and like stuff on this entire
No, first
station?
off, you just told me there were a bunch of crazies on this station. And now you just want me to go out there and find this stuff in front of all these crazy people? That's not a very smart idea, sir.
If it
Fair
gets this
enough.
ship running,
I mean, uh,
all right, give me an alternative, people. Come on, come on, come on, people. I need alternatives here.
you're the smart one. I'm
Give
just
me
the
options.
fixer.
Well, I don't see you doing much fixing, right?
Again,
So,
1/10 of the way there.
Got it. Are there any other ships, Doc, that we could, either
thank
look to
you.
see if they have parts or even if we cannibalize another ship?
That's a
Or,
smart
or
idea.
can we, or do we just like, honestly, is the Hermes salvageable at this point? Do we just go find another ship?
Oh, yeah. Is there something new and sexy in the next hangar?
I believe the other hangar bays have been looked over and they are empty.
Okay.
Empty.
Ah, well,
Although I
you
don't think
know.
you
So
guys, I don't think you guys went looking for like repair goods though.
No,
All right.
we haven't.
Well, let's. Is it safe to move on the station at this point? You mentioned crazies, but are they everywhere?
I don't know.
Well, that's the problem, is that we don't really know where they are, and our
Hey, what happened to the guy that just ran by me that one time? What happened to him?
great question. Don't know.
Oh,
And I don't know where our security officer is.
oh, that's exciting.
Our security officer or the station security officer? Just
No,
to be
no,
clear.
no, ours, Alistair.
Rick, I have a
Nice guy.
question for you. When the Hermes crashed, one of the first things you did was like hook up Hermes' mother system to heliostat. That's where you got like a rundown of the station's condition, right? Remember doing that? That's where you learned like there's pockets of activity and mass disrepair. Remember doing that?
How fun. He
Rick,
does now.
Rick, do you remember doing that?
I'm sorry, I was taking a note. What was that? I thought that was at Spence.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry,
okay.
Matt.
When
Go
when
ahead.
the ship first crashed, one of
Yep.
the first things you did was hook up Hermes' mother system to the station's mother system, right? Like you
Yep.
plugged in and got like a readout
I-
of how bad things are on Helios.
Yes, I vaguely remember that, and that's I think where I took the notes from somewhere.
That's the lead up to my question. Do you think Rick would have disconnected the ship?
Oh, disconnected the Hermes from mother,
Yeah.
from the heliostat mother.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, realistically, yeah, probably. I mean, because he's a smart guy.
In
Yeah,
that
I
case,
can't remember.
that's fine.
He
'Cause-
probably just reestablished the connection if he needed it.
Totally fine. In that case,
Yeah.
you hear like the squeal of like a intercom system sparking to
Mhm.
life out in the hangar bay around the Hermes, but it does not come in. It doesn't pipe into the Hermes itself,
Right.
and you can hear like a mumbly voice outside talking, although you can't make out what it's saying.
What the
It
hell
sounds
is that?
like a fevered tone.
Oh,
Or I don't know if any of your characters are religious, but your mind would probably go to like maybe like a sermon.
Right. Okay.
Sounds like.
So I mean, I imagine like this camera kind of widens out.
I roll down
I
the
mean-
windows.
I at least think Rick is like curious enough to leave the Hermes and kind of stick his head out, and as he steps into the bay, kind of looks around, and we take in the kind of the bay, and we hear the reverberating
Yep.
sermon or what have you. coming
Just in
down at him.
time to hear the voice. It sounds familiar. It's the same accent as the guy that you met up in security ops. It says, and one last thing, my brothers and sisters of the Ascendants. have visitors after all these years
How fun.
flying through the stars alone. Those vultures at Wayland Yutani who abandoned us and betrayed us have sent spies, killers, to come here and take what we've rightfully
Lovely.
wrested for ourselves. They're currently nestled up in the Hangar Bay. Brothers and sisters, you will know. Balda.
All right.
And the intercom
Balda?
cuts with the Balda out. And the intercom cuts out with that, like, ear splitting, like, screech kind of sound, like more like he's dropping the microphone or something like that.
Right. Right.
Or fumbling for the off button.
Drop.
Yeah. And his voice sort of echoes up and down the Hangar Bays before.
Yeah.
You know, you were right. That guy does sound a little nutso.
So Rick kind of looks at you and it's like, okay, we gotta go now. Like,
What about the ship? All right, fine, whatever. Do as you say. All right. I hope Gigi and Alistair coming too.
right. So I think Rick's initial thought, I mean, is probably to start like heading towards the command center. Because
my first question is at a point of stress.
Fine.
For sure. Yeah.
Simon,
You think so?
it's an honest question.
I don't know.
You can
For-
decide.
No, this sounds like the welcome wagon's headed our way. Not stressful.
It's definitely stressful for.
I haven't met these
for Rick.
people yet. They might be nice.
You know, you were nice. They might be nice.
They
I
might
haven't
be
met them
nice.
either.
They might be helpful.
So
Maybe
if you
they
guys
could
want
help
to
repair a ship.
I tell you what, if you guys want to stay here and you want to visit with them, you go right ahead. But
I'm good.
Heading for the command room, where maybe we can get a better look at what the hell is going on. So, I mean, that's his default. Like, go to Mother, go ask somebody for permission, go ask somebody to do something for him. So he's going to head up there. Smarter move would be the armory, but.
So when you say the command room, do you mean security ops above the hangars? I'm using that laser pointer on Owlbear. Like,
isn't that where the guy was?
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah. I think I had gone. Isn't Mother where? Because I had at some point gone up there.
Yep, the security ops is sort of like receiving security, where like visitors get checked in and stuff like that.
So this isn't operations.
No. This is all hangars.
That you're thinking about. Sorry?
This is all in the hangars. Because the other thing I was thinking of, Rick, when you say command and comms, like on top of the station, all the way over there, is like the.
Oh, and I was thinking operations, like spaceship operations, but I like security ops. Do you know where the gentleman was messaging from? Do you recognize?
I don't. I'm not familiar enough with heliostat to know.
Do we have a schematic of heliostat station?
I guess here would be my question, Matt. Like when we first went here, and I think I interacted with Mother. I remember going to operations, but at this point, I don't remember if it was security ops or if it was the other ops.
It was security ops. You guys have not gone out of like the yellow area.
Okay,
yet.
I didn't think so, but okay, perfect.
Fact,
then that's
in
that's
fact
the beginner
in fact, Tritium Holding, you guys have not even explored it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tritium Holding, you guys have not even explored out.
Well, that's a lovely background.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
like,
so Rick is saying so Rick is saying security ops. We need to hole up in security ops because you've been there before. That's the room with all the blood and stuff.
Right.
Oh,
sounds like a plan. There's an armory
lovely.
in security ops.
There is an armory.
Maybe something we could equip ourselves with in terms of guns. I've got a service pistol.
I do have what do I got? A cutting torch.
Got it. Well, that sounds like more close than you really want to be.
Yeah.
And mine's kind of rinky dinky at in terms of meeting the apostles or whoever's headed our way.
So did you meet this person, Rick?
We had an interaction, at one point.
What'd you do to piss him off?
Did you make friends?
Sure. He's the one that greeted us, Spence, from the. Do you remember? I mean, he was waving to us from the turrets.
Oh,
On the
he
on the
said, "Hey." I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is that guy. Valda is that guy.
Okay. So are we just going over there to just say hey?
No, I'm gonna like go like see what we can see. Maybe we can find Gigi and Alistair. Alistair's the one who knows like how to use the guns most effectively.
Yeah,
And
I don't know very much about that.
I don't know about you, but I'm gonna. I mean, I'm not built for this. Like, I'm just no.
I took a martial arts class once, I think, a while ago.
Rick, are you looking for me to play Alistar and GG? I'm fine with that. I'm sure their players would be too.
No, but I would say Rick is gonna look for them, and if we don't find them, that's
They'll
fine.
just be in the back.
Yeah, we can.
Right.
Yeah, we can say that they're on the Hermes doing.
Right.
You know, maybe like
They're
I'm
cleaning
actually
up the
fine,
mess in
fine,
aisle
Matt.
3.
I mean, I think it makes sense because we like this is a moment where I think we would tend to
stick
rely on
together.
Alistair,
Sure.
right? And to me, it makes sense that we can't find him. So we got to deal with this. We got to deal with the situation without the guy that's like got the guns that knows how to use them best.
Hey, maybe the doctor knows how to cure crazy.
Hold that thought. Am I still online, by the way?
You're still here.
We can hear
Your
you. We just can't
Your
see
camera's
you.
off.
Okay. Yeah, that's something that just happened. Give me a moment. If I disappear, I haven't disappeared. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're still here.
What is going on?
So
Okay. Well, I think
couple questions, Matt, for
Yep.
you. Do we have the schematics of this place? Like, do we know about this station at all? Like,
you do, and they're reflected on the map with the amount of waypoints that I've given you guys.
so that's all we know.
Yeah.
Now, would Spencer be smart enough to figure out that this station does have multiple, or one particular place where they're able to do messages across the whole station like that?
Yeah. That would typically probably come out of operations, like
Okay.
station-wide communications. Although it's not, Spencer, it's easy for like even you know immediately how you would like hotwire into the PA system from virtually anywhere on the station.
So somebody could have done that. So he may not be in
Yeah,
operations. He could be somewhere else.
It's almost like trivial, like how easy that would be. Even essentially, like I know exactly how I would do it from this room in Hangar Bay. I know how I would do it.
Oh, do you want me to talk to him?
Go for it.
Oh, I don't want to. He sounds
Rick,
fun.
I want to say Gigi is legitimately at large somewhere on the Hermes.
Right. On the Hermes?
Yep. The Hermes is big enough, and now you know, like, squirrely away enough that she could be hiding anywhere.
Right, right. Okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Alistar is in his cups.
Yeah.
Because I know, if I know Alistar correctly from talking to Kevin about him, he does have a problem.
Okay.
So I think we can, at least for this session, and we'll work out a little bit more detail later, but we can say Alistar is essentially having gotten into his stash.
Well, let's go.
The only other person, not to point you in any direction, but don't forget you also have Reynolds' sick bay.
Oh yeah, what is Doctor doing over there? The other doctor.
That was the lady who was like, "Don't tell me you brought me back."
Oh,
right,
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
She left, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm back."
Right. Right. So yeah, that presents a bit of a problem. Okay, so are we up in security ops already, or are we doing any scenes along the way?
Nope, I'm okay with you guys going straight from the Hermes to security ops.
Okay.
Excellent.
I mean, go ahead, Pete.
So real quick, security ops, usually that's where you find an armory. That's where you find armor, weapons.
Yep, and that's to be expected. The security ops,
we found such?
I think last session was explored. that's where you guys encounter Valda. And you know that when you take the elevator up to security ops, because there's an elevator from Hangar Bay 1 up into security ops. The areas that you'll find are receiving administration, which is kind of like operations that would be in charge of like any guests coming aboard. Heliostat, they'd receive and process them, background checks. There is a picked over armory. However, both of these spaces are so covered in signs of old violence that it wouldn't be hard to believe that some details were overlooked.
What, do I have time? Can I use my observation skills and wits to search?
Yes. Yes, you can. And then the last thing, there's outside of security ops is turret control, which is like a little service room where the over and under mounted turrets for the hangar bays can be directed, and also airlocks that lead out to manual control of the turrets. So that's where Valda was like perched on top of one of the guns, waving at you guys as you came in. But if I'm not mistaken, Alistar destroyed the controls for the turrets last section.
I believe that I didn't take a note on that, but I think.
And the turrets were outside of security ops or outside of the hangar bays?
Outside of security ops. So you literally have to walk like through an airlock outside of security ops to get.
Oh, they're outside.
You can spacewalk onto the onto the turrets.
Okay.
And if you're like wearing a vac suit, sit in a chair and shoot the guns if you want to, which is currently the only way to operate them.
But now not really because they're destroyed.
Nope. The remote control has been destroyed.
The internal control.
Yeah. Now you have to manually control.
Which is what the dude was doing.
Maybe.
Essentially.
Maybe.
Well.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
No, I meant like outside. He was. Hey.
Yeah.
So should I be rolling?
Sure. So yeah, on the arrival to security ops, Simon, we can say you split off.
Question.
Yeah.
So observation happens to be something I asterisked. I have 3 skills that are asterisked, and that happens to be one of them. Is that the push? Push.
So you can push any skill check that you fail as long as you don't roll a 1.
Got it.
You may have a talent that lets you push it an additional time.
Love it. All right, here we go. Okay, no fails on the fail dice. 3 successes.
Wow.
3 successes.
Well, observation is a 3, wits is a 2, so that's 5 dice plus my 3 others. But yeah, I rolled good.
Yeah. Pete, your camera's off again, which is okay because it sounds like you're still here. But in the meanwhile, Simon, you pick over. So again, the security ops is covered in gore. Like there was some horrific violence that happened. And at some point, Simon, as Rick and Spencer are like filing in, and you tear off a head group.
Oh, I thought you.
I
heard that too.
You move ahead of the group,
Whoa!
and when you start like rolling over bodies to like really find out like how they died, you find one security officer, and when you roll him over to like assess him, he was laying on top of his assault rifle.
Cool.
Which.
Oh, I know what's going on. You don't have to be on Discord at all at this point, right?
No.
Well, Discord's being a little pain in the ass, and it keeps taking over my camera.
Oh.
Typical Discord.
There you go. I see your background.
Yep.
God knows.
Where
won't
is
see
the
your face?
The pulse rifle? Oh. Yeah, you find a pulse rifle.
Cool.
A pulse rifle. All right, who can use a pulse rifle? Hey, look what I found, guys.
Whoa.
Anybody can use it. It's just
who can use this effectively?
The guy that's not here.
So stats for the pulse rifle, Pete. You ready?
Yeah, hit me.
All right, bonus +1.
Yep.
So +1 to your shooting roll. 2 damage. Range is long. And the details, it's armor piercing, full auto, and has a grenade launcher. Although
What's
there
your agility?
aren't
What's
any
your agility,
grenades.
Doc?
Holy shit. Do we have ammunition for the pulse rifle?
Yes, but no grenades.
But no grenades.
Dang.
Why tease me, dude?
Maybe
Hey.
we'll find some.
So Matt, I happen to have a pistol, but I don't think we ever did the stats. If you want to give me those, since you seem to be looking at the
Service pistol?
yeah,
Bonus.
it's just I just have it written down as a pistol. I don't know.
I would assume it's a service pistol then.
Yeah.
Bonus +2 and damage is
Okay.
range is medium.
Medium. Okay. Great. Thank you. All right, so as soon as we are in security ops, and obviously I know Doc Simon is looking around and Spencer's doing whatever the hell Spencer does, avoiding work.
Oh my god.
So
Told you he's a dick.
I'm not a dick, man. I'm like a really good guy. Lots of people like me.
I mean, your name rhymes with dick, so you know.
You know, this is why you're like what you are. This is why you're you.
Ugh,
Getting,
All right.
I'm
Anyways,
getting odd couple vibes.
I like it.
I mean, he is my rival.
I put you down as my rival too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna feed off of each other. It's the Rick and Spencer show. Oh, it's the Spencer and Spencer.
It's a buddy
Rick.
comedy.
Yep.
Okay. The cameras. I'm gonna go to whatever consoles are available, and like I think he's doing that kind of like poking at the cameras and seeing what he's actually very good at context. So I mean, I think for a moment he probably figures things that gets into the zone. Are the cameras functional on the station?
They are under your I think you have like 9 dice on your context.
I have a total of 8. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a couple.
to the layman, no, but to you, yes. You're able to get the
Okay.
cameras up, and I'm assuming you're gonna watch the Hermes to see.
Exactly. Yes, I'm gonna like put kind of go into keep an eye on the bay and see if we get any visitors. And then I mean honestly, I want to kind of test out like how far into the station can I see from this location? You know, can I see back to like the spire? You know, the okay.
Which do you want to resolve first?
I want to. If I can only do one thing at a time, I'm gonna watch the Hermes because that's what I'm most concerned about.
We'll start with watching the Hermes then, and then I'll go around the table.
Yeah.
People arrive in short order, actually.
Yeah.
A small mob. Mob's probably not the right word, but a gang of about 5 people come in.
Okay.
And they immediately like circle up the ship, and it's maybe like half an hour of watching them like just try to vandalize the ship without much success.
Oh god damn it!
Except they do find the spark plug, and
god damn it!
You just put that spark plug in there.
Yeah. Honestly, they're not able to get into the ship because I'm assuming you guys like locked it before you left. Oh, beep, you know? Yeah. Or you wait for them to arrive and then you do it.
Right. I mean, I don't know if that's a fair assumption. I can tell you, Rick was not focused on locking the ship.
There's Pete.
Come back, Pete. Yeah. Let's not. I mean, it doesn't matter. Their vandalization isn't any worse than the ship is already.
Right. Right. Well, as long as they don't take the one spark. Damn it.
Right. Yeah. So it's maybe like, and they tire out pretty quickly too. So they spend like maybe like half an hour with like makeshift clubs and stuff like that, like smashing windows that are already cracked. You know, if they don't appear to be able to penetrate the locks of the ship and get.
Okay. And so no firearms. They've got nothing.
Clubs, man.
Okay, so they have regressed, or at least they are not technologically advanced at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good assumption.
Okay.
and then they leave. Now,
Okay.
before we move on to hacking
Yep.
cameras,
Yeah.
Spencer, are you doing anything up here in Grody Security Ops? Gore
Is there
splatter?
anything of note besides the blood and gore and I guess now just the cameras?
Like
Is there
what?
anything else? Like what else is there in security ops?
There's a couple like working cubicles and such, with like terminals and all that of like varying states of disrepair.
Oh, okay.
Couple bodies.
Ugh.
It's
I
it's
mean,
it's a picture like a precinct's office kind of a deal, you know?
okay. Um, I think the thing that he maybe be looking for would be, again, I really feel like schematics would be the thing he's really looking for. Like, is there an actual um information about the station that we don't already know? That's what he would be looking for.
Okay.
And maybe, and obviously parts to fix a ship. And then he's like, God damn it, I just fixed all that shit. As he's like glancing at the security cameras.
Yeah. Again, their damage is mostly super, but maybe you've only done superficial.
Again, I worked hard on that.
Go ahead. What kind of role would this be? Do you guys think for
Oh.
to glean a little bit more information about the context, status of that sensor? He's looking for more of like a readout
Yeah.
breakdown kind
It
of
still
thing.
feels to me like a comtech.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm not good at that.
this is not a hard roll though.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna give you an extra die.
Well, I rolled two
What?
successes. Let me see if I get a third. I rolled two successes.
Great. Two successes. I will give you two little factoids about
Ooh.
heliostat. One, engineering and tritium processing has like a legit like working garage.
Nice.
There's no
Yes.
there's no hangar there, but there's definitely ship repairing goodies there.
Which one was that again? I'm sorry.
Engineering and tritium processing.
Okay.
It's one part foundry, one part heavy industry stuff.
That's a garage.
The power loaders are over on the red card.
Yes.
And then the other detail I'll tell you is that Spire North, the concourse, is a I picture like a almost like a shopping mall kind of thing with like all the little stores plugged in.
Oh.
It's a circular design, and there's at least two levels of it. In addition to having the little shops and whatnot to like go into, there's also like hallways that lead off to a bunch of other areas, including you see signs for a chapel, a market, and a park.
Market. Park. Oh,
And
looks
the-
like he left.
Yep, and the lower level of the concourse is completely
Flooded with water?
yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that, gentlemen.
Oh, welcome back.
You're fine. Okay. Oh, I relay all that information.
So, if you guys travel through North Concourse, chances are better than none that you will have to swimming, rafting kind of a deal.
Well, I guess
Wait.
Pete might have missed all that.
I'm
So,
sorry.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I guess I'll relay that information for real.
Why am I swimming in a space
Hey
station?
guys, while you're doing that, my dog is barking. I need to check on him, and I'll probably take him out real quick. So I'll be just a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
let's do
Okay.
this recap and then we'll take like 5.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Apologies.
So I found some information about more of the station. In the engineering and tritium processing, which is the red card, there is a garage area. And then in the Spire North, the concourse is a circular designed part of the space station. It's full of little shops, and specific things that popped out were there's a chapel, there's a market, and there's a park. And then the lower level of the concourse is flooded. So that's what he talked about with my
No.
having to have to swim.
No sweat. As it turns out, I'm an amazing athlete with high degree of agility and mobility.
Wow.
So yeah. I'm your guy. I am your swimmer.
All right, let's take 5.
What? No, come on! I just got this shit working.
Your camera's still not on, dude. Let's take 5 and let you get
Fuck. You're right. It isn't. All right, I'm figuring this out.
All right, I gotta use the bathroom anyway, so I'm gonna take 5.
Okay. I'll see
All right.
this in a minute.
Right. He's back.
Is it me or am I blurry?
You're blurry.
I am blurry. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, it's all good content.
Okay,
Welcome back.
still blurry, right?
Do you have like a smudge on the lens?
I swear, I think the camera just died on me. It's really strange.
It's witness protection, Simon.
I don't even know what to do with this thing. I think it legit died on me.
What kind of camera is it?
It's a no name. Oh my God, it's the middle of COVID and everybody has bought a fucking camera and I had to give mine to my wife. So that's the brand. And I just asked her, I'm like, do you have the camera I gave to you, the nice little Logitech? No. She says she's gonna look for it. But in the meanwhile, I'm just gonna look
Look, I don't have my contacts
blur
in.
blurry. Yeah, exactly. This is bothering the hell out of me. Work.
Is it is the camera not working or is it just something
I
else?
think it's the definitely the camera. Camera sucks.
That's all
But
right.
like I was trying to explain to Matt, I'm like, tell me who made this camera. No clue. No clue. This was a COVID virus emergency purchase.
It legit looks like there's like a smudge on the lens,
It really does.
or maybe there's like some moisture inside the camera or something like that.
Just rub Vaseline on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's what it looks like. Yeah. All right. Hang on. Hang on.
Heat and technology are good
I
mix.
say, man, you gotta get it working, huh?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know. For the longest time, I used my my phone as a webcam, and it was
Hmm.
I just switched to like the what's it, the Link 360 thing, because I got tired of my phone like sitting on like a big bump on my monitor, so I switched to a smaller camera.
I think the one I have is I bought it during COVID because I was like, oh, I need this to teach.
Right.
And it's pretty good to me. I think it's okay. I think it was only like $30.
There you go.
Got it at Target.
That looks good.
Yeah,
And
that's fine.
cup of that's a cool mug, dude.
It's a big mug too.
That is a big mug.
One of my friends got it for me when I was DMing for them. I was like, yeah, it works.
Okay, we're waiting for Pete.
I'm here.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yes, I'm here.
Okay. And recording's still good. Okay. So I think we're back to Rick now excuse me, trying to keep the cheese, trying to look through the cameras.
Yeah, I mean and we can take it however you want, but obviously, until you tell me otherwise, he's trying to figure out like, okay, from the security ops, how much of the station can I see in order to like identify maybe like an opportune. His intent is to try to understand where the brothers all at. That's what or the ascendant, where as many of those hot spots that he can determine, and then where are repair parts or another vehicle that we can take to go down to to planet side. Those would be the objectives for why he's messing with the cameras.
Okay. I want to make it a straight contact roll.
Okay.
I think anywhere else you'd be at a penalty, but because you're in security apps where maybe like the consoles are like predisposed towards getting this kind of control, it kind of breaks even. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Pete, it's not any worse. That's it. I would just run with him in.
Oh,
I don't know. It would bother me too.
All right. So I've got 8
Fix it for
dice
another day.
per contact plus 1 stress. So 9 dice. Oh. A lot of successes. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Hey.
Well,
Yeah. No panic.
Okay. Let's do it this way. With your 4 successes, you can trade in a success for peeking through a camera in a given location that we have on the map.
Okay,
Ooh.
sounds good. That's easy then. It's going to be, from top to bottom, operations, Spire North Concourse, Spire South Living, and engineering and tritium
Okay.
processing.
I'm going to start with Spire North Concourse. In addition
No.
to what Spencer uncovered about how it's half flooded,
Right,
you uncovered direct routes to the 3 marked locations in Spire North Concourse. That's not an exhaustive list. Those are just the locations I've prepared.
right.
There is currently, no pun intended, a congregation in Chapel.
That's what I was figuring, was that they might be there, or be around that space. Yeah.
And,
Right.
and is the chapel connected to the North Spire concourse? Sorry, the Spire North concourse.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, you don't have a little line.
I know. That's because I wanted them to be hidden. I'll do lines later, but all these connect to Spire North.
Right.
Okay.
And then Spire South, you uncover a communal quarters called I have a name for this, Coffin Motel.
That's a lovely name.
It's the style. The style is a coffin
Style,
motel.
yeah.
Crate's End.
Hmm.
The feed is not good in any of these locations, but
Right.
in Crate's End you see signs of.
It looks like Pete's camera.
It looks like Pete's camera. Yeah, all these places look like Pete's camera. Okay, so the
Right.
chapel is full of people right now. Although it's
Right.
size-wise, think of like any like hospital's little chapel
Right.
thing, right?
Right.
Although there's like they're definitely pushing past like the recommended capacity at the moment. The market, I'm going back because I have details.
Well,
But
okay.
no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
The market is full of graffiti and vandalization, and there's a big panoramic viewport that sort of stays focused on the gas giant that all this nonsense circles around. The park is artificial, of course. There is what looks to be like mass graves. Circling back to the coffin or the Crate's End, the coffin motel. Looks like there was signs of barricades that have failed, and it's kind of hard to tell like where one body ends and another begins. You see a number.
I'm sorry, you said where one body ends and another body? Okay, so
there's dead
right.
people everywhere in Crate's End.
Okay, so this is not a place that looks like it's currently being used for quarters. It was being used for.
Yeah. There's a whole like neighborhood, maybe you'd call it, of individual quarters.
Right.
Those you don't get to feed into, but you get to feed into like the hallways.
Right.
There's a pretty substantial laundry. It's laundromat, right?
Right.
And you went to like, when I say restrooms or showers, I picture like a truck stop, like trucker showers, kind of an ordeal,
right.
like a gym shower kind of thing. You don't get a feed into there, but you do see
Pressures.
people. Yeah, but you do see quite a few people coming in and out. It's heavily populated. Operations, I'll be candid, I haven't mapped out.
Fleshed it out, yeah.
Because I didn't expect you guys to do cameras.
So,
but operations is where you have like the bridge of the station.
Right.
Like the more robust, like the security area that you're in right now is like the satellite security office. There's like the actual, brig, all that kind of stuff. Anything that you could imagine being on a space station's operation, kind of get a view of. And then hold on. When you go down to engineering and tritium processing, as I described it to Spencer, it's one part. Tritium processing is like a legit like foundry where they're like harvesting and processing tritium, which then gets piped over through heliostat station into holding A and B. But that's where the raw tritium comes in. So there is sort of like a makeshift hangar bay. It's more like a gas station. Ships like roll up here, dump their goods, and then go back down to LV 908 kind of a deal. But you can park a ship there, which is good for engineering, which does ship repairing and
Oh,
whatnot. Yep.
Yeah.
Which Spencer already has the lead on, is full of all the repair goods you could want. Those are your 4 successes, right?
Yeah.
Well done.
Nice.
Well done.
good rolls.
Yeah. And now
So many
over to-
questions.
Okay, Simon.
So many questions. So excited.
Uh-oh.
First, let's start with engineering and tritium processing. So, does the station crew, by the way, are we calling them anything other than station crew?
Uh, I'm starting to call them the brothers based on what Valda said over the intercom, or
The
the ascendant,
Ascendants.
or the ascendants.
Or the ascendants? Okay, all right.
Right.
The ascendants. So first off, do they appear to be actually like doing their job in engineering and tritium processing? All right. So is it abandoned at this point, or have they turned it into I don't know, something?
That's a
An
really
altar?
good. That's a really good question, Simon. Tritium processing looks like it's more of an encampment at this point.
Okay.
Maybe, thinking logically, like the 3 of you putting your heads together, probably where the station is still the warmest.
Oh, is it getting cold?
Well, the station's in disrepair all over the place.
So
But-
it is getting
but,
cold.
But so everyone's kind of camped out next to the furnace.
Got it. All
It's
right.
cheap
That's
heat,
all right.
kind of a deal.
So
I
that's
hope
question
you're-
number one.
I hope you're taking notes, Pete, because I'm still catching up on my notes from what all the other stuff.
I am the laziest player you've ever met. I've always relied on the kindness of some other note taker.
Well, I'm letting you know I'm not taking notes on that right now. I'm still like filling in notes on the info dump I just got. So you might want to take at least a few.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So engineering and tritium processing. Fair to say it's stacked to the gunnels with the faithful, and they're not working so much as say as just trying to keep warm.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of people on strike.
Nice. In terms of these people, I mean, obviously, so club wielding types works for me. Um, I'm naturally cowardly, so I like to stay in the back and shoot them from a range, thing. But that's cool.
They're
That's
in
cool.
good company.
You see a couple guns, like
Yeah,
every like 6th person has a gun.
No, you said nothing but clubs.
The people who
All
came
right,
to ransack your ship was nothing but clubs.
All right, so but that leads to my next question. Is there like I almost say like a strata of the faithful? Are there some that are just sort of like zombie-ish, and then we've got some that are a little more with it, and then there's like I forgot the asshole's name, the one on top.
Balda.
Thank you.
Hard
Do I get it kind of?
hard to say through the camera feeds. There definitely does look to be some sort of at least loose hierarchy going on.
Got it.
People
Anybody
with
wearing?
guns point in a lot of directions, and then
Got
people
it.
move. Kind of a deal.
Got it. No. I like that. I like that. Am I hearing? Is it just cameras or do we get audio?
Just cameras, and they're not good enough to like identify people.
All right. Can't have everything because I'm like, give me some names to work with.
Alda.
Yeah, I'm here. Joe sent me. All right, that's not happening. I assume the Hermes has a fair amount of spacesuits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and this is a space station.
Good.
And we've been looking at things in terms of like, hey, let's go down corridor A to etc. Any chance for like an extra vehicular? What do they call it when you?
An EVA.
I know.
kind
So
of
is it
thing is-
extra vehicular? No, V stands for something. Yeah, right. You guys know what I'm talking about. Can we take a spacewalk?
I was just gonna say he's asking me to do a spacewalk.
Can we do spacewalk?
Oh yeah, sure. I think it'd be safe to presume any of these larger card areas represents. There's at least like 1 or 2 airlocks for all these areas.
So yeah, it's a possibility if we need to bypass something. Engineering and tritium processing in particular.
Yes. Engineering tritium processing is like goofy with airlocks because again, people have to go out and like, oh, the hose isn't connecting to the processing tanks
Right.
from the ship.
Right.
Yeah.
naturally. And there's no ships in the hangar, but gentlemen, can we tell if there's any ships docked currently with tritium processing?
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, there is a ship plugged.
I ask all the best questions.
There is a ship over at Tritium Processing.
That's why you're the doctor.
You can see it on the map, guys.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I don't know what that is.
it looks
Wait,
like a ship.
That from now
Is that
on,
a ship?
it is now.
It is now a
like
ship.
Yeah, I mean it's
It's
certainly,
ship-like.
That's a ship.
yeah. I mean it's got turrets.
No, those are
Nice.
tritium miners.
That's what you call
Those guns,
In
them.
fact, before I forget, let me put down
they suck. They just suck in the.
It's
Mm,
it's the
they're
same.
siphoned.
It's the same model as the Jeremiah, one of those like tritium
Right.
haulers. So I'm gonna put down a card. So remember that it's there. This is when I said earlier about how some of the stuff we're gonna figure out in real.
Yep.
I love it. I love it. Is
It
it full of
works.
gold and guns?
It might be full of tritium.
Thank you.
Which is
Therefore,
worth more. Which is worth more than gold.
If you ask Lachlan, yeah, it's
Nice.
that joke did not land with. A little too
Oh,
sensitive.
ha, ha,
A little too
ha.
sensitive about Lachlan right now, I think.
No, I've warmed up to the jerk.
One of my hands down, one of my favorite NPCs.
I wanted. What's his plastic pal who's fun to
Xander.
be with? Xander. Thank you.
Yeah. The android with serial numbers filed off.
Plastic.
Yes.
The
Cow.
synthetic.
You don't recognize your plastic pal who's fun to be with? No?
That's
It's a Douglas Adams reference. Don't worry about it. We're
Hmm.
good.
This is where I confess I've never read Hitchhiker.
Dude.
We can't be friends. Sorry.
By the time I was
Man.
old enough, it was
We had a good
I
run,
know,
Matt.
you know. Before my time.
I'm
And his
done with
camera
it.
shuts off. No.
All right, guys, I got about another half hour left in me, so let's.
No, you don't.
I do. What are we doing?
Are you serious?
Yes. Yes.
You can sleep in tomorrow morning. It's Sunday.
Ooh, look at this peer pressure.
He does this every.
It's easier when he's at my house and I'm like, I've got your keys. You can't leave. But that's what I'm doing next time. I'm taking keys. All right.
Believe
Gentlemen.
I like Pete more and more.
yeah. So at this point, the gang of I said like 6
Yep.
criminals,
5 to 6. Yep.
descendants, leave Hermes sort of visibly dejected. You know,
Sad. We'll hear.
weren't able to. They've already. The crew has done more damage to the Hermes than we can with our club. Kind of a deal.
Hey.
Little do they know. Rick, you want to go brace them?
Do I want to what?
Do you want to go brace the club wielders on the way back? We're in security, right?
We are in security. Yeah.
And they're going to
Security.
pass by us, right?
They are not.
No.
They're on their way to Tritium
Oh.
Holding. A or B. It's hard to tell. They're leaving.
Well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just like, but Doc, what are you suggesting, that we engage with the psychopaths on the ship or on the
Well,
station?
I think that we in order to get what we need, which is in the area which is like highly concentrated crazy right now, we may need a little more information from said crazies, so we could go talk to them and like see what we can get out of them.
I don't know. I don't think you understand.
I love
Doc.
this.
But they
need-
have clubs and we have pulse rifles.
We have
Pulse
a
rifle.
pulse rifle.
We do have a pulse
Everything's
rifle.
looking like a nail right now to Dr.
R-
Cyber.
I know. I'm like, what are you exactly a doctor of? Are you a medical doc?
Doctor of kicking
I-
ass.
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, I'm good. I'm good. We can let them go.
Well, no. I mean, they're criminals. I mean, you understand that, right?
Yes.
They have taken over the heliostat, so like
Yes. It's
they
an
are
act of piracy.
criminals.
I agree. Yes.
So I mean, one way or another, we need to get them off the ship or off the station, but I don't quite know how we're gonna do that. I mean, we can't seem to get in touch with Lachlan. We don't have any additional resources or
Mhm.
support coming in.
And by the way, the six people coming and going, it's nobody we recognize. It's not. I'm gonna write it down. I swear. What's his name?
Valda.
Lock or Valda
VA
LDA
Yeah,
or
VALDA.
however you want to pronounce, however you
Valda.
want to.
Valda. The
All right, Mr. Valda.
Farseer.
Okay. None of them is Valda, right?
Valda's even on these
No.
shitty cameras. Valda would.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, we know what he looks like. Just for your awareness, Pete, he's a large, physically imposing man, horrifically injured in the past, heavily tattooed on neck up to temples, keloid, burn scars. It's that guy. That's the one,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
So I mean, and he was a tritium engineer, so he's like a big hulking teamster,
Okay.
you know, with tattoos and massive scars.
He's everything Spencer wishes he would.
Excellent.
Oh man, this is my future.
So,
All right. Well, if you guys don't think there's anything of value that these guys have that are coming on by, then I'm more than willing to let them slip on by.
well, yeah, I mean, in all fairness, there probably is. I mean, this is Rob talking, not Rick. Obviously, they probably have stuff of value. Rick's just focused on, like, we got to restore operations, and those guys are mucking up the works. You know,
I get it.
so I mean, kind of back into character. He's just like, Rick sits down dejectedly. I mean, he's looking at the situation. He's like, I don't get it. I mean, I'm like, Lachlan sent us here, but certainly he must have known some of this was going on. Like, what the hell are we supposed to do with a bunch of freaking refugees on a like station that's fallen apart? How the hell am I supposed to get this thing working again? Like,
Fair enough.
This place isn't salvageable. And now his
Fair enough.
daughter's running around some damn place.
No, she's skating around.
That's
Yeah,
right,
hard
on
cut
her
over
little,
to
on
the-
her little wheelies.
Yeah, Gigi on her wheelies up and down the Hermes.
She's got Heelys.
Oh shit,
the
Heelys?
Yeah.
The Heelys, yeah.
Awesome.
She's also like an Olympian level athlete too. So
Right.
prizes. And apparently a really
Excellent.
good pilot, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Full of
You know,
surprises.
I almost feel like, I don't know, what I mean,
Well, if nothing else,
I suppose there is I mean, we could try to trick them into something.
What were they
yeah.
wearing?
Oh yeah. Actually, that's an excellent point. Everybody so far that I've seen is wearing crew outfits, right?
Yep.
Just
Any
some
security
pretty-
ops outfits?
Uh
Officers in particular would be great, but
They don't look pretty, but yeah, take your pick. You're in security.
really, I like it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dead bodies.
Gentlemen,
Well,
I'm all about like opening a line of communication with these guys. Do I have time to put on find everybody's kind of sketchy looking, right?
So what is it exactly, Doc, that you think you're gonna do?
I think I'm going to talk to my fellows.
Oh,
And you don't think so? I mean, we
He's
don't
gonna
have to.
join the natives.
be one with the crazies.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Rick is just kind of looking at you like, okay, what exactly do you think you're gonna tell them?
Oh no. Well, I mean, first off, it's a little bit of, it's all about command and presentation, right? So you get up there with the appropriate clothing such that you are in command, at which point you can tell them to stand down and report in.
Oh, really?
I've done it before. You gotta trust in the awesomeness.
I kind of look at Spencer. I look at, Rick is like looking over there. Spencer looking back at the doc. He's like, okay, I tell you what, Doc, you get him to do some work, and then I'll believe you can get them to leave behind their like souped up religion that they created, because they think Wayland Utani left them on heliostat with no support. So you gonna march in there with your Wayland Utani uniform, and you're gonna start talking to them about like how they need to snap to and listen. Great, good luck there, Doc.
I really want to try it.
You be my guest, and
What's
I'm not
what's
going
the
with
worst?
you.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, looking around. I mean, at that point, I think Rick's looking around the room at the mess.
I mean,
I
look at all this
Rick
nonsense.
picks up like one of the uniforms that Simon was like talk about putting on.
What
and,
could happen?
Finger through the bullet.
Oh, okay, all right. So they no respect for authority.
No, maybe
What were the-
Simon, maybe you didn't pick up on that context, but there's signs of like I think like a coup. To me, it looks like that's what happened here.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyone in a uniform is like dead at your feet right now.
So those are
fair
most
enough.
likely the workers or something like that.
Got it.
It was a communist revolution.
Do we have a proper
workers.
backstory in these guys? Do they got a manifesto? Do we have any tapes in terms of like watching the takeover and the crazy start to happen?
That's great suggestion, Pete.
Let's roll back those tapes.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I mean, if the security footage is still there, I mean, do we want to grab some popcorn and sit and watch
I don't know if I want to eat in this area.
The fall of Heliostat Station?
Yeah. No, I mean, we got the last message. She showed me the last message, and they're evacuating, etc. I get it.
We could
But
always
like, was
just
there
ask
was there anything leading up to it? Yeah.
Well, Dr. Reynolds has referred to a biological infestation, which reminds me, we haven't
Should we go to the medical facility?
Well, I don't know, Doc. Maybe you can do some doctoring, and like, are we at risk of anything here?
Wait, infestation.
We were talking about a virus and such. Let's go to medical.
Okay, couple things I think we're getting crossed. Julia Reynolds is on the Hermes sick bay. Yep. The emergency medical is where you met Doc Collins, and where he was shot by the turret after having the IFF tag.
No.
And also that's where you found the body. Do you guys remember the body? You found a body in a cupboard with its chest.
No.
Fun.
Right.
You forgot?
I wasn't there.
It wasn't like the last 3 minutes of the session.
Right.
I know, but just the same, like that's
you didn't really mention.
I'm gonna remember that shit.
Rick, there was a body ripped open from the chest.
Yeah, Rob's like I said, my notes, maybe I wasn't there because I didn't take a note about it.
It was at the very end of the session. So
right.
That's cool.
Ink pens were out of ink at that point.
Yeah.
Right. Very possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to go into that medical facility.
Yeah, but not to interrupt you guys, but I do. Rick was saying, should we go back to?
Right.
So
back
Simon
on the Hermes.
Do the doctor thing. Yep. So Simon can do the doctor thing.
Oh yeah. So the Dr. Julie Brown,
Julia Reynolds.
She's hurt.
So you guys.
No, we found her. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you guys going back to the Hermes, or are you going to talk about her first?
We can talk about her first. I mean, yeah. So we found Dr. Reynolds on the Jeremiah. She'd been in a state. She'd been in a cryopod, like a temp cryopod, for a long time. So I'm not sure if she's got cryo sickness or something, or whatever that space weird thing that space truckers get when they're like traveling around in hyperspace too long, or in cryo.
I get it.
So in any case, she came up out of that, and she knew that the station had been taken over, but she referred to like a biological infestation, and I don't know. Now I don't know.
Is she
Glad you're
awake?
here, Doc. She is
No,
awake.
hey, let's. Do I have
She's
a
on the
patient?
Hermes.
It sounds like I have a patient.
Let's go talk to Dr. Reynolds.
Let's go talk to Dr. Reynolds, Dr. Julia Reynolds.
Okay.
I love it.
So you guys leave.
She's awake?
You guys leave security ops and go back aboard the Hermes. Boop, beep.
Yes. Do we run into the raiding party?
No, they left.
Okay.
So you guys wait for them to fully leave. They headed
Yep.
Got it.
towards Tritium Holding A.
Right.
If it
Hey,
matters.
Mother. Is Mother monitoring the passageways to the base, Hangar Base?
Yeah, you guys are connected in security ops. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, I'm just gonna ask Mother to alert us in case anybody heads back in our direction.
Okay. Yeah. So now you guys have a warning system if someone opens the doors in the hangar base. That checks out.
Lovely.
Okay. And then the three
Dr.
of you
Reynolds.
reboard the Hermes and cut a straight path for medical. Okay. Julia Reynolds is laying in a pool of blood
Ah,
on the floor.
is her chest burst open?
No,
Did she kill herself?
her wrists are
Hmm.
Her wrists hurt.
yes, and she has on the console. You can tell because the keyboard is all stained and she has written out
Oh.
What's the note say?
She waxes on about her love for her mining team, known as Miner's Hope. How much she misses all the people that she was on a team with, and then her typing gets increasingly like loose as she goes on, and I don't want to get
Right.
but her parting words for the crew say it's dangerous here. It's even more dangerous down there. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, is this woman gone?
Yeah.
Okay, she's gone. All right, excellent. All right, gentlemen,
Excellent.
this woman's dead.
Oh.
In
He
my
is a doctor.
in my expert medical opinion, she's not coming back.
Oh. Oh.
I do a quick examination. Is it just we slit our wrists, or is there any other apparent trauma?
Yeah. The topic's kind of a veil for me, but it's exactly what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, but I mean like any other trauma,
No.
like
Trauma is
I'm
prolonged.
very observational.
Yep. Prolonged cryo sickness from being in that shitty cryopod.
Nah, good times, good times, good
Malnourishment,
times.
that kind of it. But nothing that doesn't immediately add up.
Okay. All right.
One thing leads to another. Or apparently.
There are no surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So I mean,
Oh dear.
I think Rick is doing the whole kind of hanging back, looking at this situation.
I picture Rick in the like that big window looking into the med bay, just like Ripley in the first movie.
Right.
I can see it.
Yep.
I can see it, man.
Yep.
Poor Spencer's got the mom. Doesn't really
let's hear.
count as repairing the ship, but Spencer.
Does she have any equipment of interest? Especially anything in the terms of like
He's gonna loot the body.
yeah, kind of, but not what you're thinking. I'm looking for notes, a data recorder, anything along those lines in particular. But yeah, no, she's got
not much because again you found her in a cryopod, but you do find her her identification card, which will be effective on any because remember there's another ship of the same class as the Jeremiad parked down at engineering. This ID card will get you functioning on any of these ships.
Love
She
it.
has
Here
like
you
a,
go,
she has
Spence.
like a trucker's key, like master key card set.
I'm gonna give it to our master machinist, I think.
No.
I mean, we'll give it to the pilot when we find one.
No, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
never gonna need a pilot.
I'll take this. I'll take it, I guess.
Rick dies, I'm coming back as a pilot. Just saying.
Fair enough.
I feel like
Rick's
everyone
never
is
gonna die. You just fixed it so that Rick is sole
I'm
survivor.
toast. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you're
that's
sole
right.
survivor at this
That's
point.
right. That's right. I'm
That's the
fine.
way it is. If
That
you're
was
looking
my-
for a red light,
No,
You'll
that
never
was
get
my
one.
master plan all along.
Sorry,
Rick must
dude.
survive. He's got to get promoted.
Gotta somehow get some money.
I feel like everybody is gonna come back as a pilot. It's gonna be like a whole crew of pilot.
Nobody needs a pilot.
And then my prediction about how a pilot is actually not necessary for a space station
Will
mega dungeon.
come true.
Yeah.
Matt, don't you know me by now? I always play the cleric, priest, medic.
Yeah. So I think there's a moment as like Rick is looking through that glass, and I assume Spencer is probably like standing next to him. You know, I mean, it's one of those rare moments when like the two guys that don't like each other are both in awe of like what we're looking at here through the glass, right?
Is he a
And
doc?
Rick-
Is he a doctor? Like, I'm a little concerned with the way he's like working on this poor lady. She's dead.
She
And-
is.
and Rick just kind of like is shaking his head, you know, looking,
Mhm.
and I think he turns and he looks at Spencer, and it's just, we
Mm.
gotta get off this fucking station.
Mm. Mm.
Well, I'll try and fix as what I can, but based off what you told me, there might be another ship. Might be the best bet.
Jeremiah 2.
Mhm, mhm.
I just kind of like pat your shoulder, and I think I exit the scene at least. I'm just
Got it.
like, Rick is done.
Oh,
So
how
a little-
lovely.
So a little bit of background. The Jeremiah. That's where you find. It was a small ship that you found her on,
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and it's a mining.
let me do a total recap, and I think this is where
Sure.
we're gonna end the session for tonight too.
No.
I think we got it because I think we've like info dumped, the session.
No.
When the Hermes arrived in the heliostat space area, the whole thing is covered by like an orbit of garbage built up of like the turrets constantly shooting at whatever ships come near. So that there's literally like an almost impenetrable wall of junk around the heliostat station. The crew searched the garbage and found the Jeremiad in a mostly intact ship in the refuge, and tried to do like the sci-fi equivalent of like a license plate swap, the Jeremiad. And
Nice.
while they were doing that, they also rescued Julia Reynolds, who was in indefinite. So each of these, all they are short-range mining haulers. They're meant to fly down to LB 908,
Yeah.
pick up as much tritium as they can, and then fly it back
Yeah.
up to heliostat for processing. That's all they do.
We need the Hermes to get off this boat. I mean, effectively.
We need a ship. The Hermes is in bad shape.
I could
No,
see-
what I
see-
mean is if we find the Jeremiah 2, which is like what we just discovered, right? But it's another
Yeah.
ship that is a planet to station ship. It's not a it's not a real traveler.
I'm assuming Spencer is assuming that retrofitting one of these haulers to escape the area would probably be easier than repairing the Hermes in its current condition,
Ooh,
and he would probably be right.
good
That
news.
is
Yeah.
definitely where my head is.
That was the assumption.
Okay. Now, I the other reason, so I think we're gonna end the session here because I think this tonight was more about recapping everything and
And meeting our new friend.
yeah, shaking off the rust and meeting our new medic, even though medics are also not necessary on this endeavor.
This medic.
Well, It's like-
everybody's
This
you're
medic
gonna-
is necessary.
You're gonna
Is the
die
whole
so
thing
quickly.
blurry? It's all blurry, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
You know
I don't
what?
have my
It's not
It
the
is
wi-
just-
it's not the wine. It's you're out of focus.
No, I don't think it's even that, to tell you the truth. I feel like it's 480. Like
Maybe.
480p or something
Maybe.
weird.
Maybe.
You
I-
look
I've-
fuzzy.
I
You look a
polished the
little
living
fuzzy.
crap out of the lens of this. I don't know. And you know what? I'm gonna take it out back and beat the crap out
There
of
you
it. See if it works.
Hopefully that'll fix the problem.
So I
Exactly.
think this has been a good session to just sort of like shake off the
Yeah.
rust and get back. And I do
Oh,
want
yeah.
I do want to do a wellness check. Rick in particular, because I can't tell if you're role playing that well, like that Rick understands how like monumentally fucked he is. But I want to make sure like everyone's having fun with the premise so far.
Oh
'Cause-
yeah,
okay,
totally,
good.
totally.
good.
Yeah.
It's just role play.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I'm
just making sure.
and I love it when things are screwed like this. So for
Okay.
me, this is like great.
Okay, because I'm a little bit worried that I'm pouring it on enough that
Oh,
there's,
no,
like,
no,
there's
no.
like decision paralysis setting in. Okay.
No, I mean, so I mean, just style wise, part of my concern is that left to my own devices, I will say, I'm going to go here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So like, I will tend to like, I may see all these things, but I want other people to take action, and I'll follow leads as well. So I definitely love to share the spotlight.
Good. Good. And then
Nice.
going forward, I think as long as I can have a group of like 2 or more people who want to go out and do a thing, we will play. Otherwise,
Okay.
this campaign is never gonna end. I think.
Well, I'm your Huckleberry. So
All
like,
right.
next Friday.
Well, no,
Saturday?
all we need to do is get Mike and Pete and Miguel. We got to all like assemble at Gen Con, and we'll knock out a few sessions. I'll bring my
Oh, we
wife.
have to go to Gen Con now?
We're all
I'll
going
try
to Gen Con, boys.
I'll try to get my wife out with us.
Dance card is so full. I could do like a
Gen Con.
I could do like a post Gen Con session, even if it was like partly virtual, Mike.
Well, we're gonna. I mean, I know for Amy and I, my wife's name is Amy. For those that don't know, we're gonna be there. We get there Wednesday night, and we're gonna be there